Hello, everyone. My name is Corinne Breyer. I'm your host for the evening, and welcome to the Dream Being Coffeehouse. This theme today is decades, and we will be singing one song from each decade from the 1920s to the 2020s. Today, we are introducing the YLP program, and we are raising money for the Youth Leadership Program to continue our work at DMR. Today, we will also be doing a trivia, and the form can be found at dmradventures.com/coffeehouse, and it is under the live stream. And you can also see the link right there. You can fill in the form as each question is read throughout the show, and the winners will be announced on DMR's Instagram, and there may be a special prize for the winners. Starting off the night with the 1920s, here's our intro. During the 1920s, Broadway was entering its age of jazz. While the U.S. fell into the Great Depression, Broadway entered into one of its busiest and most successful decades yet. During the year 1927 alone, over 250 shows premiered on Broadway. This decade introduced shows such as Showboat, On with the Show, and Sally, and The Love Parade. Our trivia question is, which watershed musical drama was a hit in the 1920s? Number 1, Rosemary. 2, Showboat. 3, The Vagabond Kind. Or 4, The New Moon. Now, moving on to the 1930s. Entering the 1930s, Americans encountered various challenges. After wartime, many were brought to the unemployment as they faced the hardships of the Great Depression. During this time, people have enjoyed theater as an inexpensive way to be entertained and forget their struggles. Government programs such as the Federal Theater Project were created to assist the arts and theaters through the Depression. This decade brought many classic shows to Broadway, including Anything Goes. The trivia question is, the Academy Award-winning song Somewhere Over the Rainbow was written for what fan favorite movie, which was later made into a musical? And now, our first performer of the night will be Ella singing Blue Moon.
Blue moon, you know just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for the one I could care for. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. And then there suddenly appeared before me the only one my arms could ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. suddenly appeared before me, the only one my arms will ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone. Without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own, without a love of my own, without a love of my own.
Beautiful job, Ella. That was amazing. Now our next performer will be singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and that is Stanya.
Hi there, everyone. I'm Stanya Shaw, a director and instructor here at DMR Adventures. I will be singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, originally sung by Judy Garland from The Wizard of Oz in 1939. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Beautifully sung, Stanya. And now our next generation is the 1940s. The period of time between the 1940s and 50s had a substantial impact on American history. This period was known as the Golden Age of Broadway. During the early 40s, World War II had begun, and this had big impacts on the roles of women and the culture of theater. People were becoming more open to new styles of music, dance, and art. In the time of war, musical theater offered an escape from the many issues the country was facing at the time. Groundbreaking writers such as Rodgers and Hammerstein attracted audiences to their theaters with the musicals Oklahoma and Carousel. Other musicals such as Kiss Me Kate and Annie Get Your Gun were hit musicals in the 40s. The trivia question is, what two men collaborated to compose and write the lyrics for the 1940s hit Broadway musical South Pacific. And now on to our next performer, Nancy, with Cockeyed Optimist.
Good evening, DMR families and friends and students. I'm Nancy Paulson. I'm an instructor at DMR, and I was thrilled to be invited to contribute to tonight's Coffeehouse. My song, Cockeyed Optimist, is from the musical South Pacific. And South Pacific came out in 1949. And if you think back in time, 1949 was nearly 5 years after the end of World War II. And this music and the musical plot, you can tell, recognizes that time in history. It touches on things like racism and war and love and loss, and yet also optimism. And that's what you hear in the song, Cockeyed Optimist. It's a gritty recognition that even when things seem dire, when there isn't much hope, there is always an ability to see the optimistic side of things. And so I've always loved this song. I should say that I got first exposed to the music of South Pacific actually on a record player in my basement. South Pacific happened to be my father's favorite musical, and we had records down there. And as a young child, I would sing along to everything from Honey Bun to Gonna Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair, not really understanding the lyrics. But I think now as an adult, what I like even more about it is recognizing my parents probably loved that musical. My dad had served in the service in the Korean War, in the Air Force and Intelligence, and my mom had actually sung in 2 Far East USO tours. So I think some of the themes and things that this musical brings out and discusses and reveals had a special place in their heart too. So tonight, thank you again. I hope you enjoy my rendition of Cockeyed Optimist from South Pacific. When the sky is a bright canary yellow, I forget every cloud I've ever seen. So they call me a cockeyed optimist, immature and incurably green. I have heard people rant and rave and bellow that we're done and we might as well be dead. But I'm only a cockeyed optimist, and I can't get it into my head. I've heard the human race is falling on its face and hasn't very far to go. But every whippoorwill is selling me a bill and telling me it just ain't so. I could say life is just a bowl of jello and appear more intelligent and smart. But I'm stuck like a dope with this thing called hope, and I can't get it out of my heart. Not this heart.
Amazing job, Nancy. And now our next decade is the 1950s. The 1950s were also considered to be the golden age of Broadway, as theater took center stage of American pop culture with its new hits from Broadway constantly topping the charts. The shows of the 50s helped to create the blueprint for Broadway characters and is still a core of musical repertory. Rodgers and Hammerstein continued to pump out hit Broadway musicals, including Flower Drum, The King and I, and The Sound of Music, but new musicals written by other composers became popular as well, including My Fair Lady, Guys and Dolls, and Damn Yankees. Our trivia question is, what 1954 musical features free-spirited and mischievous young boy who soars above the audience, bringing the magic of the show to life? And now to our next performer, Harper, singing I Won't Grow Up.
Just to learn to
Amazing job, Harper. And our next performer for the 1950s is Hannah singing I Got Sun in the Morning.
Taking stock of what I have and what I haven't. What do I find? The things I got will keep me satisfied. Checking up on what I have and what I haven't. What do I find? A healthy balance on the credit side. Got no diamond, got no pearl. Still I think I'm a lucky girl. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Got no mansion, got no yacht. Still I'm happy with what I got. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Sunshine gives me a lovely day. Moonlight gives me the Milky Way. Got no checkbooks, got no banks. Still I'd like to express my thanks. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. And with the sun in the morning and the moon in the evening, I'm alright.
Amazing job, Hannah. The 1960s was a revolutionary decade for musical theater. New shows were brought to the stage depicting the long-lasting fight for equality in politics, civil rights, and sexuality. Each musical offered an enjoyable way for the public to see the situation relevant to the time. Some of the best musicals from the 1960s include Hair, Hello Dolly, West Side Story, Grease, and Cabaret. Our trivia question is, name the actress and Broadway star that the 1960s semi-biographical musical Funny Girl told the story of. Our next performer will be Reese singing Don't Rain on My Parade.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. Don't tell me not to fly, I've simply got to. If someone takes it, spill it to me and not you. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? I'll march my band out, I'll beat my drum. And if I'm fanned out, your turn at bat, sir. At least I didn't fake it, hat, sir. I guess I didn't make it, but whether I'm the rose of sheer perfection, a freckle on the nose of life's complexion, the cinder of the shiny apple of its eye. I gotta fly once, I gotta try once, only can die once. Right, sir. Oh, life is juicy, juicy, and you see I gotta have my bite, sir. Get ready for me, love, 'cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march, my heart's a drummer. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. I'm gonna live and live now. Get what I want, I know how. Run, roar for the whole shebang. One throw, that bell will go clang. Eye on the target and wham. One shot, one gunshot and bam! Hey, Mr. Ornstein, here I am. I'll march my band out. I'll beat my drum. And if I'm fanned out, your turn at bat, sir. At least I didn't fake it, hat, sir. I guess I didn't make it. Get ready for me, love, 'cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march my heart to drum and nobody, no, nobody
Amazing job, Reese. Our next performer for the 1960s will be Christina singing Stand By Me.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. So darling, stand by me. Stand by me.
Amazing job, Christina. When one thinks of the 70s, they think of peace signs, disco, and bell-bottoms. During this time, though, the streets of Broadway did not share the same grooviness of the decade. Because of the stock market crash at the end of the 60s, theater attendance declined, and Broadway joined the rest of America in its economic downfall. Despite all of this, the 70s brought several shows to the stages, including Company, Follies, Godspell, Pippin, A Chorus Line, Chicago, Annie, and Sweeney Todd. Our trivia question for the 70s will be, what musical from this decade follows the story of a young orphan girl who lives a hard-knock life? And our next performer will be Thomas singing Mr. Cellophane.
If someone stood up in a crowd and raised his voice up way loud and waved his arm and shook his leg, you'd notice him. If someone in the movie show yelled fire in the second row, this whole place is a powder keg, you notice him. And even without clucking like a hen, everyone gets noticed now and then. Unless, of course, that person it should be invisible, inconsequential. Me. Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane should've been my name, Mr. Cellophane, 'cause you can look right through me, walk right by me, and never know I'm there. I tell ya, Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane should've been my name, Mr. Cellophane, 'cause you can look right through me, walk right by me, and never know I'm there. Suppose you was a little cat, residing in a person's flat, who fed you fish and scratched your ears. You'd notice him. Suppose you was a woman wed, and sleeping in a double bed beside one man for 7 years. You'd notice him. A human's being's made of more than air. With all that bulk, you're bound to see him there. Unless, of course, that person it should be unimpressive, undistinguished. You know who. Should have been my name, Mr. Cellophane, 'cause you can look right through me, walk right by me, and never know I'm there. I tell ya, Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane, should have been my name, Mr. Cellophane, 'cause you can look right through me, walk right by me, and never know I'm there. Never even know I'm there. I hope I didn't take too much of your time.
Great job, Thomas. Our next performer is Henry singing Pure Imagination.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, close your eyes and you will see it. Wanna be a dreamer, do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. You will find in your mind there's a world of endless fascination. No more fun place to be than in your imagination. You can dream any dream. You can savor every situation. Life in there's a sensational sensation. If you want to see magic lands, close your eyes and you will see one. Wanna be a dreamer, be one. Anytime you please, and please save me one. There is no place to go to compare with your imagination. So go there to be free if you truly wish to be.
Great job, Henry. The 1980s was a very great period for Broadway. After the stock market crash, theater was brought back to life with brand new shows like Phantom of the Opera, Cats, Les Mis, Little Shop of Horrors, Dreamgirls, Carrie the Musical, and many more. The 80s was such a successful time for Broadway because all of the shows written are still some of the most successful shows on Broadway today. Our trivia question is, with over 12,000 performances, this musical, which was brought to Broadway in the late 80s, is the longest running musical of all time. Which musical is it? And our next performer is Grace singing Sharp Dressed Man.
Clean shirt, new shoes, I know where I'm going to. Silk suit, black tie, I don't need a reason why. They come running just as fast as they can, 'cause every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man. Gold watch, diamond ring, I ain't missing not a single thing. Cufflinks, stick pin, when I step out I'm gonna do you in. They come running just as fast as they can, 'cause every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man. Tall coat, top hat, and I don't worry 'cause my wallet's fat. Black shades, white gloves, looking sharp, looking for love. They come running just as fast as they can, 'cause every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man.
Great job, Grace. I was dancing along the whole time. The early 1900s were a very exciting time for theater. Broadway was becoming more and more popular, and the shows like The Phantom of the Opera and Miss Saigon were very successful at the time. Some musicals have remained very loved today, opened in the 90s, such as Fiddler on the Roof, Rent, Falsettos, and even Once on This Island. The trivia question is, what fan-favorite Disney movie was made into a musical in the 90s? Here's a hint. DMR is currently producing a junior version of this show. And our next performer of the night will be Charlotte performing It's Hard to Say Goodbye.
How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good times that made us laugh outweigh the bad. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I don't know where this road is going to lead. All I know is where we've been and what we've been through. If we get to see tomorrow, I hope it's worth all the wait. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Amazing job, Charlotte. Over the past couple of years, there have been a widespread of challenges surrounding theatrical representation, resulting in the development of many new forms of theater, including modernism, expressionism, impressionism, as well as the continuing development of already established theatrical forms like naturalism and realism. Throughout the century, the artistic reputation of theater improved after being made fun of throughout the 19th century. However, with the growth of the film, has resulted in a diminished role within the culture at large. With this change, theatrical artists have been forced to seek new ways to engage with our society. The trivia question is, the Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter Sarah Bareilles wrote the lyrics and music for what hit Broadway musical that opened in 2016? And our next performer will be Katie singing Love Song.
head underwater, and they tell me to breathe easy for a while. Breathing gets harder, even I know that. Make room for me, but it's too soon to see if I'm happy in your hands. I'm unusually hard to hold on to. Blank stares at blank pages. No easy way to say this. You mean well, but you make this hard on me. I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you asked for it, 'cause you need one. You see, I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you tell me it's make or break in this. If you're on your way, I'm not gonna write you to stay. If all you have is leaving, I'ma need a better reason to write you a love song today. Today, I learned the hard way that they all say things you wanna hear. My heavy heart sinks deep down under you, and your twisted words, your help just hurts. You are not what I thought you were. Hello to high and dry. Convinced me to please you, made me think that I need this too. I'm trying to let you hear me as I am. I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you asked for it, 'cause you need one. You see, I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you tell me it's make or break in this. If you're on your way, I'm not gonna write you to stay. If all you have is leaving, I'ma need a better reason to write you a love song today. Promise me that you'll leave the light on to help me see daylight, my guide gone. 'Cause I believe there's a way you can love me, because I say I won't write you a love song, 'cause you asked for it, 'cause you need one. You see, I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you tell me it's make or break in this. Is that why you wanted a love song? 'Cause you asked for it, 'cause you need one. You see, I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you tell me it's make or break in this. If you're on your way, I'm not gonna write you to stay. If your heart is nowhere, I don't want it for a minute, babe. I walk the 7 seas when I believe that there's a reason to write you a love song today.
Great job, Katie. And our last performer of the night will be Dre Vaughn singing Goodbye. I think we're having a little bit of technical difficulties right now. If you could just stand by for a minute.
It's my happy ending. Now it's time to say goodnight. You can stop pretending. Tell the spotlight man, turn off my light. 'cause the show is done now, and it's time to leave the stage. Yeah, the good guy won now, and the band has no more songs to play. It's a happy ending, so I'll say goodbye. Goodbye to all the make-believe. Goodbye. There's no more magic up my sleeve. Nothing left to act up here. I take my bow and disappear. No questions left for answering. There's only one word left to sing. Goodbye. It's a happy ending to the greatest show on earth. Now the curtain's descending, and I hope you got your money's worth. Gotta stop the show now, 'cause I wanna leave on top. Soak it up and go now, 'cause there's nothing left inside my head. Everything that's left to say has been said. But goodbye. Goodbye to all the song and dance. Goodbye. Off stage I stand a better chance. The show is through, the part's been played. No standing in the wings afraid. No violins or phony tears. The word that's music to my ears is goodbye. It's goodbye. It's goodbye. Goodbye. I'm not afraid of stopping. This end could be my start. I want to live a life, not just play a part. I walk into the sunset. I sail across the sea. The final word is the last you'll hear of me. Of me. Goodbye. It's goodbye to all the nights alone. Goodbye. Goodbye to lives that I don't own. I'm tired of living on the stage. The love that's only on the page. I find a word, but here's the last. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Wonderful job, Drayvon. And thank you to all of the wonderful singers who shared their talents with us tonight. Upon request, I will be repeating all of the trivia questions from the 1920s to the 2020s. The 1920s question was, which watershed musical drama was a hit in the 1920s? 1, Rosemary, 2, Showboat, 3, The Vagabond Kind, or 4, The New Moon? Our next question was, the Academy Award-winning song Somewhere Over the Rainbow was written for what fan favorite movie, which was later made into a musical? Our next question was, what two men collaborated to compose and write the lyrics for the 1940s hit Broadway musical South Pacific? Our next question was, what 1954 musical features a free-spirited and mischievous young boy who soars above the audience, bringing the magic of the show to life? Our next question was, the name of the actress and Broadway star that the 1960s semi-biographical musical Funny Girl told the story of? Our next question was, what musical from this decade follows the story of a young orphan girl who lives a hard-knock life? Our next question was, with over 12,000 performances, this musical, which was brought to the Broadway stage in the late 1800s, the 1980s, is the longest running musical of all time. Our next question was, what fan favorite Disney movie was made into a musical in the 90s? Here's a hint. DMR is currently producing a junior version of this show. Our next question was, the Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter Sarah Bareilles wrote the lyrics to the music for what hit Broadway shows that opened in 2016? And that was all the questions. And Elizabeth will be talking about the next Coffeehouse.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Baker, and I was the producer of this coffee house. And first, I'd like to thank my fellow YLPs who helped me. We had Grace who did a lot of the graphics and social media. We had Trudy who did trivia. We have Corinne, our lovely host, and a lot of the other YLPs helped in other ways. So I'm super grateful for their help. And of course, our performers were amazing. So there's nothing I can say to them other than like, thank you, thank you, thank you. For our next coffee house, we're looking for more performers, the more the merrier. So if you're interested in performing in a future coffee house like this, feel free to go to dmradventures.com/coffeehouse to fill out the interest form. We're not sure on the future date or the theme, but we're open to suggestions. And if you're interested, just let us know so that we can keep you in contact. We would also like to thank Melissa and Justin for helping with the YLPs for this performance, as we wouldn't be here without them as they help DMR run. And just to end the night, trivia winners will be announced on DMR's Instagram. And please submit all your forms now so that our wonderful trivia master Trudy can calculate and find out the winner. And anyways, thank you all for coming. Oh, I was supposed to say something else. The ticket link is still up if you'd like to contribute to the YLP program to help us keep going and helping DMR. We'd really appreciate it. But yes, thank you for coming, and we hope that you have a wonderful evening.